All right, welcome to class. So we have a question here on angles of elevation and depression, and it's abstracted from the WASSCE 2000 objective question 17 says, in the diagram below, AB is a vertical pole and BC is horizontal. If line AC is 10 meters and line BC is 5 meters, calculate the angle of depression of C from A. The question is a very straightforward question, okay? When you see questions on angle of elevations and depressions, you don't have to panic. Just calm down and see the way I'm going to do this, all right? When we want to calculate the angle of depression, it's talking about when someone is looking down or when the viewer is looking downwards. So the viewer is at A because we are taking the angle of depression of C from A. We are going to take the reading at A, okay? And we take this as the eye level. The eye level is taken as though the viewer is looking straight. Now, the angle between the eye level and this line that is going downwards to where position C is will be our angle of depression. So let's say it is theta, okay? So let theta be the angle of depression. You can name it any way you like. You can say theta, you can say alpha, but theta is usually the common angle used, okay? Now, if this is theta, by virtue of alternate angles, okay, if this is theta, this automatically will also be theta. Okay, when you have angles like this angle will be the same as this angle, or like this angle will be the same as this angle, provided that these lines are parallel. Okay, now we assume that line BC and the eye level are parallel to each other. That is why this is this. So for us to calculate this angle, we are going to apply trigonometry. Trigonometry is that part of mathematics that helps us to understand angles in a triangle, okay? And we also call it SOHCAHTOA. Now looking at this, so this angle, this line BC is the adjacent because it's the one beside it. Line AC is the longest side, and so that will be the hypotenuse. And line AB is the one directly opposite the angle, so this is the opposite. Is that okay? Now looking at this, we are only giving line BC, which is 5 meters. Line BC is 5 meters. I remember that it is the adjacent. Okay, the line AC is 10 meters, and that is the hypotenuse. The next thing we'll do, we'll look at the values we are giving. We are giving adjacent and hypotenuse. And looking at this SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. We don't have opposite, so we cannot use sine. TOA, that is tan, is opposite over adjacent. We cannot use TOA, tan, because there is no opposite. We have K. K is cos. Cosine of the angle is adjacent, okay? So cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. And that is because these are the values we are given. All right. Then we input our values. Adjacent is 5 meters. Hypotenuse is 10 meters. And this will give us 0.5. Because 5 divided by 10 will give us 0.5. Okay. The next thing we have cos theta equals to 0.5. We have not reached the end of the answer. We are looking for angle theta, not cos theta. So the next thing we'll do, we'll take the inverse of both sides, and that will lead us to theta giving us arc cos, that is the inverse of cos, bracket 0.5. When you press this in your calculator, the answer will be 60 degrees. Okay, so we have obtained the angle of depression will be 60 degrees. Angle of depression in this question is theta and is 60 degrees. Okay, so stay tuned for more beautiful lessons like this. I do hope you enjoyed this. You can go over the video and you have a complete understanding. See you in the next video.